Hey, what's up guys? To make the Mungbean crepe or the Pesaret as they are called in South India, we need mung beans soaked preferably overnight or at least for 6 hours. So here I have them ready to be ground into a paste. I like mine with a bit of texture, so I haven't ground them for that long. If you want them smooth, then you have to grind them longer. This is how it turned out. As you can see, there's a bit of texture in it. They'll turn out into a crepe that's a bit chewy. Now we're waiting for the pan to heat up. With the flame on high, wait for it to heat up and then turn it down to the lowest. Crepe on, slowly in little spirals. Bigger and bigger the galaxy gets, and that's it. And now turn the flame to the medium. I know a lot of people who are intimidated by crepes. I was too. So this is the trick for most of the crepes. Turn the flame all the way up, let the pan heat up, and then turn it back to the lowest. Crepe on, flame on medium. You check if the heat distribution is equal given the pan. My pan isn't matte fur. Wider pans like this tend to get hotter faster in the middle. So the second crepe onwards, it's better to keep the flame on medium. So the first crepe always turns out amazing. The second one onwards, you gotta be careful because your pan is already hot, pretty hot. So your crepes can turn out darker. So instead of medium, you can turn it a little down if you think your crepe is turning browner on one side and it's still raw on the other. Meanwhile, let's make chutney. So we need 3 ripe tomatoes and 3 very unrealistically green, almost fluorescent looking little red chilies. Sorry, green chilies. These are green, pretty green. Stems off, and now they are ready to get their seeds off. Oh no. There you go. That was just my countertop. It wasn't even hurt. This is a very simple tomato and peanut chutney. I'm cutting tomatoes small, real small, not that small either. Yeah, so basically I want them all to be similar sized pieces. That's because we're gonna cook them on high heat very briefly. So we want them to cook evenly. So cutting them into even sized pieces will save us cooking time. I've removed the seeds from the chilies, and here we are. How did I remove seeds from the chilies? So you break them into, squeeze them once or twice, and then flick them in the air over and over. I mean over your sink, of course, or you will end up with burning feet. And for the chutney, we need raw peanuts. Make sure they're not fried. How do you make sure they're not fried or roasted? They're both same though. Just eat one. If they taste nutty and not raw, then they're roasted. If they're roasted, you don't have to fry them for this long. Mine are not. So I'm frying them on the lowest heat in half a teaspoon of oil, any neutral tasting oil. About 4 minutes later, they are brown enough. And now we take them out, leave them to cool down on the kitchen counter, and the green chilies and tomatoes going next. There's already a bit of oil in there, so I think that'll be enough for the chilies. Before the tomatoes, half a teaspoon of oil in, and we let the green chilies absorb the oil so they can release their capsaicin. Tomatoes in, and turn the flame to the highest. I'm using a non-stick pan here. Some of you might have non-stick pans that cannot take high flame, so do not use the high flame on them. It's not good, it's not right. You can use the medium flame on them and keep stirring them around to help them lose their moisture. Here we have, after about 5 minutes, a little browning and zero resistance. They're soft, but they still maintain their shape. That's what we want. Turn it off, move them onto a wide plate and leave them to cool on the kitchen counter. Meanwhile, we carry on with our crepes. Crepes. The groundnuts seem ready and cool down. Into the blender go the peanuts, groundnuts, same nut, different names. They're basically found in the ground. Not found, they grow in the ground. So they're groundnuts or peanuts. Our crepes ready. By now you'd have gotten a hang of how to make a crepe already. At this point it's completely cooked. I just turn it around and leave it for a while because I want it crispy. Those of you who like it soft can take it away after it's cooked on one side. Meanwhile, our tomatoes have cooled down. The peanuts are ground. There you go. And the cooled down tomatoes in. The other things I added to the blender were half a teaspoon jaggery. You can add brown sugar if you don't have jaggery, and half a teaspoon salt. And this is how it turned out. It does taste as good as it looks, and it will keep you full for hours. Bon appetit guys. See you later. Bye.